What up? Your boy MC Shadow. Just getting out of work. Decided to do this video, by popular demand. Talk about Epstein and his island and all that shit, you know what I mean? Now, and my thoughts on it. I have to be driving while I do this because, like I said, I'm just getting out of work, and you know what I mean? Because gang members do actually fucking work. The ones that say that gang members don't work, get your head out of your fucking ass because y'all tripping. Now, Epstein's Island, my opinion on it. Now, when I talk about conspiracy theories, the conspiracy theories I'm talking about is like how I see conspiracy theories is like when I talk about like supernatural or these people who are in politics and all of that, and they're fucking eating people and drinking blood, for magical powers and all of that shit. That's what I talk about when I say conspiracy theories. But about like people sex trafficking children and all of that shit, oh no, yeah, best believe that should be going down. That's no conspiracy theory. That's 100% facts. That's facts that shit actually does happen. And some of these people, have, money and mingle with, high-powered people. Now, does that mean that everybody that he mingles with knows about his sick, actions? Nah. You know what I mean? Because, put it like this. He's at the age that he was, right? And he barely got caught and arrested and all of that. That means being a pedophile and all of that shit, you've been that shit like your whole life. That shit just doesn't all of a sudden like it manifested when you're like 30 or 40 years old. No, he's been like that for a long, long time. But nobody ever noticed. That's because he's not stupid either. The reason he has like the jugo and juice that he has is because he knows how to play and manipulate people in his favor. That's how people weren't able to catch on. You know what I mean? But with social media and the internet and everything like that, now people could speak their voices and are able to link up and compare scenarios, and bam, homie, that's how these fools get booked. Now, Epstein, motherfuckers are sicko, with, minors and everything like that. Now, everybody that's been to his island, do I believe that in the island they ate kids and practice all these rituals? Nah. See, the thing is that there's two different types of conspiracy theories, just like there is with everything else. You know what I mean? Like, was he sex trafficking? Yeah. Were some of these high-powered billionaires involved? Yeah. Now, this is where people always have to add extra to it. I don't know why. Those are facts, right? That's the real. That's what's going on. But no, it wasn't enough for people that these fools are touching and doing this shit to underage kids. It wasn't enough for them. They had that story's too boring. You know what I mean? It's too plain. They had to add more juice to it, so have to add the throwing in and eating kids and drinking their blood, and they had to add all this extra to it. Like what? It wasn't sick enough as it was, that you have to add all this shit to make it juicier? Like, come on now. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that irritates me. Like, why does people have to always add all this extra to it? Like, it's bad enough for what it actually is. You know what I mean? Like, that's sick in itself. But to add all this extra to it, like, man, come on now. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, I think Bill Clinton was, I think he knew what was cracking. You know what I mean? Bill Clinton looks like he's an intelligent motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he was getting head in the White House, so he that already shows that he gives no fucks. You know what I mean? He's a horn dog. So yeah, I believe that he knew that these kids were underage and all of that. You know what I mean? Donald Trump, see, he's another motherfucker that's a sicko. I mean, if he wants to bang his own daughter, he's not gonna want to fucking bang these fucking these kids. Like, that fool, he only cares about himself. He's a narcissist, like I always say. That fool's a narcissist. As long as it's not him, he don't give a fuck who it is or how old they are. He only cares about himself. Now, why it irritates me is because, look, people say, okay, if these allegations against Obama, against Bill Clinton, and all of that you see on the internet, if those are true, then how come the allegations against Donald Trump are not true? You believe those, but you don't believe the other ones? Like, nah, homie, you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Like, if you believe one, then you must believe the other. You know, like how is it that you're gonna believe one, you're not gonna believe the other? You know what I mean? Now, how you separate the difference on them is that you look at each individual and you look at their behavior, their pattern, and everything, because everybody has a pattern in behavior. No matter how slick they are, they slip. You know what I mean? So study them and get to know them, and you'll see. All right, you'll see who's like. Bill Gates is another motherfucker that I believe he knew what was cracking. You know what I mean? And you know, that prince, from Britain, whatever. I believe he knew what was cracking. The Queen didn't know what was cracking. Hillary Clinton didn't know what was cracking. Obama didn't know what it was cracking. And like that, and go upon it like that. Not everybody on that damn list knew what was up. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the motherfucker's intelligent, right? He studied people, so he knew who to show and bring into his circle, and who not to show and bring into his circle, because he's still running a company, and he's still running himself, as a, somebody with money and a high power guy, right? So he still has to put on that show for the rest of the world, So he's seen like Hillary Clinton and Obama and everything, be like, all right, yeah, these motherfuckers aren't weird like I am, so this is why I play, the haha, the nice guy, and everything's perfectly normal with me. And with Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and Donald Trump, be like, all right, these motherfuckers are sick as me, so this is where I get to be like, hey, what's up? Look, I got some underage girls right here, and I know y'all motherfuckers are down. And sure enough, yes, they were. You know what I mean? You could just, Joe Biden's another sicko. You could just tell, you could just tell by the looks and the way that they just, when other, young children or young females are around, you could just tell on the way they look at them and their behavior and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, those who are busted, those who have been busted and that are busted will know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? These pedophiles are, you know what I mean? Like, they just can't help themselves. They act out of the norm, when they're around, Now, about his girlfriend, helping, trafficking all those little girls, yeah. Because if you read up on her history, her dad was wealthy, she lived a wealthy life always, and her dad committed suicide, and he was found with all these scandals and everything. The family had to pay, and she had to give up all that feria, so she went to being broke. You know what I mean? And she was so used to being rich her whole entire life that, she fiended for it. You know what I mean? She fiended for that life back. So, she hooked up with Epstein, played him, probably fell in love, caught some feelings or whatever. So now it's two things on the table. I like this motherfucker, and I want to keep living rich. So, do I believe that she wanted these little girls for sexual acts and all this other stuff? Nah. I think what she wanted was to keep her role, being wealthy, and because she liked the sick bastard, she was blinded by her love and her, you know what I mean, and her fiending the fucking high power wealthy life. You know what I mean? So I think that was her role involvement with all of that, why she would bring in like little girls and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's not a conspiracy theory. Them stealing children or prostituting them, whatever, that's not a secret. That shit, people know that shit's been happening and everything like that. But to say that the world's leaders are in a circle with robes and drinking their blood and everything, oh, bro, you adding too much extra to it, homie. Like, that's too much hot sauce on them tacos, homie. Like, why can't they just be tacos? They weren't good enough? You gotta add all this fucking extra to it? Like, come on now. Look at this motherfucker trying to walk in the middle of the street. My God, man. Then they wonder why they fucking get ran over. I would have got ran over. I'd like to see anybody tell me that I was in the wrong. Like, shit, motherfucker over here walking in the middle of the street and shit. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know how the fucking, the rules. You choosing that option is like, what could happen to your ass, and you don't give a fuck. But I'm the bad guy because I don't give a fuck, huh? Like, come on now. Anywho, so with Epstein's Island, that's what I think is going on. Just because, they found that all of that shit is true, that doesn't necessarily mean that the eating, the part, drinking the blood, satanic, that doesn't mean that that's true. Yeah, it means that this is true, but not that. Just because you connected one dot don't mean that the whole entire you could connect all the other dots to connect the picture. Nah, homie, that's not how it works. You know, it's like if the guy says that. See, I told you if he was right about this one, then he'd be like, "See, I told you." So if I'm right about this, then that means Santa Claus really does exist. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? But that's no secret. Like I knew about Epstein's Island and that he was a sicko. You could just tell that he was a sicko. My part with that story is that whole drinking the blood, satanic rituals, and eating the kids, and that is all tied into the celebrities and everything. That's where I have the problem with the story. But everything else that I knew Bill Clinton and all these fools were involved in, they're sick, perverted, what, you know? Yeah, I believe all of that shit's true. I mean, just look at the serial killers. There's some sick, disgusting, weird pieces of shit in this world. You know what I mean? That I do believe. But they're sick, dirty, weird individuals. Just single individuals. Just single, alone. One. Like, even if they did whatever they did to these little girls or whatever, they were by themselves. Just one. You know, it's rare when it happens with two. But in a group like that and, like, with all of that shit going on, nah, my boy, that shit's not cracking. You know what I mean? Like, that's why serial killers never did it in a group and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, that shit just don't mingle. You know what I mean? Because it's their own twisted fantasy. You know what I mean? About how they were raised and how they see, you know, like everything. So if you have it in a group, it ruins their fantasy because now it's like, I want to lie to myself that the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I was raised the way I was raised, and you know, because society turned their back on me, this is why I am. If you bring a group like that and now you see like more people out there like you, then it's hard to justify what you're doing, you know. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's all psychological why, you know, they choose to do it the way they do it, you know. You know, because they'll have a little bit of, you know, ration in them, and you know, that shit's gonna be, you know, bugging away at them. So they just like rather than do it by themselves because they know, you know, like that they could at least justify it in their own sick, twisted, you know, way. But that's how I see like Epstein's Island and like everything, you know, like with all of that. You know, yeah, that shit's real. They were doing it. Some of these motherfuckers did know because some of these motherfuckers, you know, like I said, money and power goes to people's head. It's hard for them to even show like any kind of compassion or anything like that towards anybody else because they're so used to everything being hand and foot. That's why it's not good to raise your child like that, where you like just give them everything and they don't have to work or earn nothing. Because trust me, that takes a psychological, you know, hit on the brain. So that's just how I see it. You know what I mean? So you already know.